StreamYard. This is my Facebook people. This is the only way I'm gonna be able to see your face. So you have to give StreamYard your permission to use it on Facebook. Okay. All right. So before we get started, I'm gonna let you all choose what y'all want to ask about, and if I know about it, I'll let you know. If I don't get as many questions, I will start with something. If you know anybody right now while we waiting, and I know I'm late. I'm so sorry I'm late. Traffic kind of busy today, but if you know of anybody, and I'm gonna give Facebook my YouTube link just in case. If you know of anybody that needs to hear this or needs this information, come on, tag them in, have them join the group. The group free. All right, have them join the group because you don't have to pay for it right now. Get this information while it's free, because after a while, it's gonna be members only. It is going to be members only. All right, so we're repairing our credit using consumer laws. Let me share this video. Copy. All right, this is YouTube. Did I do that right? Yeah, I did right. I had to wait. All right, who all I got on here? Chat. Let's go. All right, so I need you to give StreamYard permission. Let me do my Facebook. Oh. So for my people on YouTube, let me give you my Facebook link, so you can join the Facebook group. Type in whatever question you need after I get situated to what I'm doing. Let me see who said that. I need you to click on that link. Who said that? Tanda. For me to see, I'm on another app, and I'm trying to go back and forth between Facebook and this app. But it's a link that I put that says StreamYard. When you click it, all it wants is permission. So it can show your profile picture and I can see your comment. I just can't see your profile picture. So when I'm on this app, I don't even know who I'm talking to. So do that real quick. And Tonda, if you know anybody that needs this information, it'll be helpful. Have them join the group. It's free. Ain't like they got to pay to get in the group. Hold on, my YouTube people. Oh, did I type that right? No, I didn't. I'm just going to have to go in it just like this. If she do me a favor, I'm finna put the link to this post in the comment. Because if she's not in the group, she's not gonna get your notification. So let me copy this. So Tonda, send her this or invite her through the invite link, but you can give her that. Oh, reload. Because it'll get her to come straight to the group, and then she'll have to join like that. I'm gonna have my phone on also, so if I get any people that join, I'll be able to see it. All right, come on now. I just need this. All right, give me one hot second. My YouTube group. Be thinking about the questions that you want to ask. don't need that one, no way. All right, so my YouTube people. Hmm. All right, so my YouTube people, make sure you tuning in, you listen. If you know anybody that needs this information, please give them this link because there will not be a playback on this video. So if you come in late, it won't be a playback while I'm live, brother. No, it shouldn't be disabled. Lord. Let me try this again. Okay, I got it. All right, that's my Facebook group link, YouTube. So if you know anybody that needs this information, they can click that. All right, what I need y'all to do, wherever you're from, whatever city or state you're from, please type it in the chat so I can know where some of my listeners or all of my listeners are coming from. All right, let me get started. I am ready. I'm ready. Ready. All right, so one of the things that I listed on my list, as you notice, I'm gonna go over collections again. And like I said in my previous video, I always go over collections. I always go over late payments. I always go over charge offs. Getting those types of items removed, you get bigger. Where your credit score raise pretty good with a pretty good amount of points from deleting charge offs, late payments, and collections. Also, and when we're in this process of remove or deleting these negative accounts from our consumer reports, we're trying to delete derogatory accounts. Don't try to delete an account that's some accounts that are in collections, they're actually still open. So this won't work for that. Also, we need to know what a debt collector is too. So we need to know what the definition of a debt collector is because that definition has changed. Let me go to 15 USC 1692 so we can understand what a debt collector is first. All right. So I am sharing the screen with my YouTube people, with Facebook. I did put the link, so if you want to join, so you can see the actual laws as I open it up and go through it. You join my Facebook group. Hey, Miss Davis. If you know anybody that share this live with 5 people, my Facebook group, my YouTube people. All right, so I'll try to make sure nobody. All right, let's see what the definition of a debt collector is. Let me see if because the CFPB has the updated definition to debt collector. Let me check and see if Law Cornell has the updated definition. Another thing too, NCLC. It's good to keep up with NCLC. It's good to keep up with NCLC because they give you all the updates. I mean, it's a lot of resources in NCLC. And I'm going to type that in so y'all can see what I'm talking about. All right, so and it's called NCLC. I need to get the doggone website for you. Type it, go to Google and type in NCLC. And they have a lot of resources. I actually signed up for them to send me some, that's the National Consumer Law Center. I signed up so they can send me updates every time. That's how I learned about that. You know how when you get those, let me see, what do they call it? Those you can pay, you can buy, you can purchase something and you can make payments on it. And you can make like 3 easy, I think it's easy pay or whatever they call it. And NCLC had found that this one pertains to auto loans. It pertains to auto loans. And let me see. And I can read it to you right from here. It's pertaining to auto loans where you need your car fixed, right? And anytime somebody give you something on credit, if you don't have to pay for it up front, that's credit. Okay. And what they were doing were these auto repair companies were charging these ridiculous amount of fees, percentages, not APR, but interest rates. Okay. I call myself saving it. Charging these ridiculous interest rates. It's called predatory loans for auto repairs. That's what it's called. Predatory loans for auto repairs. I'm gonna come back to debt collect in a minute. All right, so what they were doing, and I'm gonna read it so you can see it, so you can hear it. It says, be aware of loans from auto repair shops that have outrageously high interest rates hidden in the fine print. So that's one thing that we need to start doing as consumers, knowledgeable consumers. We need to start reading our contracts and agreements. I didn't start reading my contracts and agreements until I actually had to face going to court this summer, going against a debt collector. And I didn't start really thinking about how much they were cheating us until I got cheated. And I encourage you all, do not wait to the last minute to try to try to fix your credit when your back is against the wall. Right, you contacted BBB today. That's good. Tana, that's good. Man, you might need to have a talk because it sounds like you know what you're doing, and you are one of those consumers that you are willing to take action. And one of the things that part of this administrative process is contacting the CFPB, contacting the BBB, contacting FTC. Normally, when you throw FTC in there, they act accordingly. Also, you can also find out your attorney general for your state. Contact them too. Find out who it is and contact them too. So you'll be sending, say for instance, Tony, you had to do an administrative process on a collection and they hadn't done anything you wanted them. And I'm gonna say you went through all 3 steps like I explained in the last video. You went through all 3 steps. If they don't respond by the 3rd time, I say the second notice. If they don't respond by the second notice, go ahead and send a notice out back to the debt collector who you're pursuing. Send it to your state's attorney general. File a complaint with the CFPB. File a complaint with the BBB, and also send a copy to FTC. All right, Federal Trade Commission. FTC, CFPB, BBB, Attorney General, all 4 of those. Send it to all 4 of those, and something is going to come back in your favor. As long as you are preparing your letters correctly. What do you mean? You want to elaborate that? The going to jail part. Elaborate on that for me. All right. So now let me get back to saying something about the auto repair. And this with the easy pay. So what they were noticing was some loans sound cheap, offering full interest rebates if paid in 90 days. So the best advice to these types of credit or loans is if you're getting that easy pay loan and they're allowing you to pay it within 4 equal payments, the best thing to do is try to pay it off in 90 days. That's when you don't have to worry about no interest. Right. See, but I got to Tanita, I got to understand what you're saying about the going to what's the name part, because it's like it could be you might have to DM me, because I don't understand the question that statement that you just made, because I don't want to see nobody go to jail. So I need to see what it is that whatever process you did or whatever you've done to make yourself feel like that. But it sounds like to me you're going through the right process. If you just message me and then once I get off the live, I get on a message call with you, see just what you say. All right, so the best thing to do with these predatory loans is to pay them off within 90 days, regardless of the APR that they charge you. Paying them off in 90 days keep you from having to pay all that interest, okay? Because that full interest doesn't go into effect unless if you pay all the payments, okay? Now, what they were finding was the interest rebates were hard to obtain. So the loans may actually have an interest rate up to 189%. And this coming right off the NCLC. It was 189% that they were charging these consumers. So they're saying some of the complaints were promises of 90-day full interest rates that are difficult to claim. So even if you got the money to pay it off in 90 days, a lot of people with that interest rate of 189%, you won't be able to pay it off in 90 days anyway. You already use the system or use that type of product so that you'll be able to pay in equal payments. But with that interest that high, you won't even be able to you'll make the first payment, but you won't be able to finish all the payments out. That's what they're trying to say. It was hard for you to maintain it. So it says harm to credit reports, because sometimes they even after the loans are paid in full, they still be reporting to your credit report. And they harassing. You get these harassment phone calls from these debt collectors trying to get this payment. And they will from this NCLC email that I was sent, they say they will pursue you like a regular debt collector trying to get their money. They will report to credit reporting agencies. All right. So be mindful if you're doing anything with those easy pay, what they call it, Afterpay. I think it was Afterpay. The one that I remember is Afterpay. But if you're using it for just when you apply online, a lot of times when you do those applications online, when you get through filling it out, clicking what you need to click, they don't even have the privacy policy. They don't even have the actual agreement or contract to where you can see it scrolling down the screen. You actually have to, some of them you actually have to click on the link to get to it. And that's how they trap you. The ones that have the link where you go look at their terms and conditions, those are the ones that trap you, because you don't think to go find that, look at and read that fine print. So you'll miss out and end up paying that actual up to 189% on APR. But one of the things that I can say is try to avoid any percentage that is higher than 36%. Okay, so try to avoid any percentage that is higher than 33%. All right. Always check your agreements. Make sure you get a copy of your agreements. Read the agreements. All right. All right, let me keep it moving. Now, let's look into, now when you're dealing with collections, there is a consumer law that you can use, and I'm going to go to the law so you can see the actual law when we talk about a debt collector, because you need to know what a debt collector is, because in the definition, police officers are not debt collectors anymore. So if you get pulled over and you get a ticket No, you can't use the 1692. Okay, so they call Afterpay, Cecil, Affirm, and Klarna. Thank you, because I only knew one. I haven't used either one of them, but I have heard of people that have used it. So let me go to 15 USC 1692. I got to get out of this link. I'm gonna share my screen in a minute, Facebook. Okay. Da, da, da. All right, let me see if this is okay. I think I'm on this one. I know they define the definition of a debt. I know that much. So YouTube, I'm actually looking for the definition of a debt collector. 1692, where are you? Oh, I gotta go out of this check. I gotta go check. Oh Lord. That's not what is this doing? This computer doing what it want to do. All right, so I'm finna share my screen and try to share it on both of them because I'm doing two at the same time. So let me share this screen. All right, so YouTube, I'm going to share the screen and give you the definition of a debt collector, okay? It looked like it's been, no, it hasn't. So this is not the updated version. Law Cornell has not updated the definition of a debt collector yet. So I'm going to have to go to CFPB. But I will read from Law Cornell so you can see what I'm talking about. Just be mindful. Yeah. No, yeah. That's what I'm Chrome tab share. All right, so I'm going to let you see. It wiped us off while I was. It wiped us off while while I was doing my live. Okay, so I guess just listen in until I can get you back up. All right, so Phil, what I was trying to say is no, you can't delete it off your consumer report if it's open. So what you have to do is, your agreement, your contract. It's best to find that agreement or that contract. Read through it, and there are some disclosures that they're supposed to send you. First of all, they're supposed to send you a truth in lending statement. What I'll do is, so you can see what a truth in lending statement is. Let me take this off. To share the letters, I do charge for the letters. What I'm doing now is, because this is consumer education, I am including my letters inside of a course. So it's like the course, you don't pay anything extra for it, okay? The course comes with the letter. All right, so what I do me a favor. You can either email me and let me put my email in the chat, or you can DM me and I'll send you the link. I'm gonna put my email in the chat. That's my email. When you email me, just type in the subject type in the subject line, or type in the if you're trying to do a collections, or if you want to do a charge off, just so I know each one that you were looking for, and I'll send you the invoice for those, okay? All right, so Phil, hold on, I ain't through with you yet, Phil. I need you to look at I need you to take a look at your disclosures. First of all, you need to see if they gave you the truth in lending statement. All right. So I'm going to show you what a truth in lending statement look like. When you get your contract now, first of all, check to see if you got this. If you didn't get this, that contract is null and void. All right. So anytime you go into an agreement or a contract with somebody or a company, if they do not give you that truth in lending statement, I'm going to explain to you what it look like. If they do not give you that truth in lending statement, that contract is null and void. You send them that letter, you send a letter to the Attorney General, and you also send a letter to the CFPB, because automatically from the gate, they violated you. They didn't keep up their end, and by law, they have to give you a copy of that truth in lending statement. Let me go so I can show you an example of one. And I'm going to share the screen with you so you can see it. So for my YouTubers, if you've been listening in, if you got a contract with somebody, do not try to delete any accounts that are open, like loans or whatever like that, because you won't be able to do it. You can only delete items that are derogatory or negative. Even if if you're in collections with the loan, if I were you and you were trying to get paid for violations, I would let them report to my credit report first. Let it pop up on your credit report, and then you go pursue it like that. It'll be easy to get it out, because you're going to use the consumer laws to help delete it or to get it off your consumer report. So I'm going to share this screen so you can see what a truth in lending statement look like. And you probably already know, but I just want my other viewers to see too. So I'm going to share this screen. My people who are on YouTube, I'm not sharing the screen with you all, but you can listen in. But I did put my Facebook link in the chat. So if you want to see it, you can actually click on that link and join my group. The group to join is free. Okay, it's free. Let me share the screen right quick. All right, this is what a truth in lending statement look like. All right. Truth in lending disclosure. Drop the fires in the chat. Drop the ones in the chat. If you see it, let me know if you see it, okay? This is what a truth in lending statement look like. So anytime you go into agreement with any company, any corporation, or any person, so in consumer law, persons mean any corporation, any type of business, okay? All right, so if you look at this truth in lending statement, they have to have the APR that they're charging you. They have to have the finance charge, and they have to have the amount financed. All right. And they got the total of payments. Now on auto loans, you'll probably see an extra blank up here where it says total of payments, you'll probably see like total of down payment plus the total price of the vehicle. They also supposed to have the number of terms, number of months, however long you got to make this payment. They also have to have the amount of payment and when your payment is due. Now, let me show you something else, and I'm going to stop sharing the screen, because one of the things that if you have late payments, oh, you can't see it, it's blurred. Oh Lord, let me go back to it. Thank you. I ain't even turned the doggone screen on. Oh Lord. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn it on. All right, so I can show you what it looked like. My fault, y'all. My fault. Let me go turn. I got to bring it up on my screen. All right, can you see it now? Type them hearts and ones if you can see it. Well, fires and ones if you see it. I'm so sorry. All right, this is the truth in lending statement that you have to check every time you get a contract or an agreement with a company. All right, she left. All right, so now, with that being said, if you look down, they have to have, you see those two boxes that's bolded? They have to have those two bolded boxes. They have to be highlighted more than the other one, because this is where the money come in. And this is how they get paid. So they have to make sure they have to clearly and conspicuously show you how much they're charging you. So in this example, the first two boxes, you see your APR and you see your finance charge. The second two boxes is telling you the amount being financed. And then the last box will tell you the total amount of everything, including the APR. Now, you need to pay attention to that finance charge box, because that's what you're paying to get that loan. That's what you're actually paying to get the loan. So to obtain this credit, the finance charge is what you're paying to obtain this credit, right? If you look right below it, they have to disclose the number of payments. They have to. This is in the list, and I need to take you to the law real quick so you can see it. There is a list, and the number of payments is one of the things that they have to let you know. They have to let you know how much each payment is and when your payment is due each month. Okay. Now below this, and I'm trying to find one. Let me turn this screen off. I'm trying to find one where you can see where it says something about late payments, because this will late payments come in. There is no such thing as late payments. And like I explained in the last live, there's no such thing as a 30-day late payment. That's the reason why you can get these deleted from your credit report, because there's no such thing as a 30-day late payment. Now, they do have to include in the truth in lending statement that they will charge you a late payment. Just trying to make you sign something right there. They can tell you how much they're going to charge you for the late payment, but they're not supposed to be reporting late payments at all. Okay. Give me somebody to use it. I'm trying to find one now. So now what we need to start doing, does this one say late payment? Yes, I found one. Okay, let me share this screen real quick. Cool. Accept. And let me make it a little bit bigger. So my Facebook group, I'm going to share this with you so you can see late payments, okay? On tab. And I want you to write this law down, because this law will allow you to get these late payments deleted. Yep, that's it. All right, so to get late payments deleted, let me give you the law first. You use 15 USC 1681, 1681A. That's how you're going to get the late payment deleted. What you mean, Ton? I just said 100 things. All right, so I'm adding to the stream what it looks like when they put late payments on here. The only thing that they can tell you, and if you look across all of your truth and lending statements, if you do not receive this statement, the truth and lending statement, that contract is null and void. Now, this looks like a car contract right here. Yeah, it is a car contract because they got total of down payments on here. Boy, I learned so much about how these car dealerships be tricking you. Boy, it's absolutely amazing of the gems I can spill, the stuff I can spill on how these people be using you and cheating you, and you'll never know it. They'll have the numbers all lined up and added up, and everything come out equal, but they didn't sat there and move the numbers around to where you still get the same payment per month. You're welcome, Phil. Thank you for watching. You still get the same car note, but what they did, they will actually raise the amount of the vehicle, and you won't even notice it. Oh, and another thing too, I need you to drop in the chat. You can type in a yes, you can type in anything. Have you ever let me see how I can explain this to y'all. Have you ever gotten like you ever apply for a car or auto loan and you have to use those? They'll have you click something, they'll use that electronic sign or that digital sign, and you don't even see your signature, you just see something written because they use the machine. So now what they do with that is, that's where you have to be careful with those type of companies, because I have researched it and I have seen an actual consumer lawyer explain this, stating that your car, look at the truth in lending statement here. It says that the amount of the car was $14,789, right? All right. So when you click that and you sign for that contract, they're going to move them numbers of when you leave out of there, you got the car. When you leave out of there, what they do is, you see that $1,300 down payment right here? They will bump that up to $2,000. When you left, you knew it was $1,300. But when you leave, they own the machine that you click to sign your contract with. Okay? They own the machine that you click to sign your contract with. So, and then too, if you did it on carbon copy, if your application was on carbon copy, they can take that carbon copy and go back and sign your name, and they'll change the contract and they'll forge your signature once you leave. Now, that's why it's good to keep the original copy of your retail installment contract. Now, as far as those electronic signatures, that's the easiest way to violate you. They will take that, they got a copy of your signature, they just go back in, redo the application, and they just go back and get your saved signature, because your signature is being saved when you click on it. All right. So be very careful when you go into a car company and they use those electronic signatures. They also have to follow the e-sign act too. So if they go in and put your signature in on the contract that you know that information wasn't correct, that's forgery, fraud. Another thing, I'm not even gonna lie. Right now, I have, and it's a truth in lending statement. I actually went through it. I actually got a car. I ain't gonna tell you when, but I got a car, but it's been a minute. I'm gonna say it's been like first contract. See this, we need, okay, Tonda, what we need to do, we need to find out how they're violating you. And Phil, the only way that you can void a contract is find out what type of violations. Figure out the violations, because once they violated you and you got the law, be confident about it and write a letter. You're not doing anything illegal. You're just stating. Now, when you write this letter, you just be sincere and you let them know that you're not trying to get out of paying anything, because they'll make it look like you just trying not to pay a bill. It's not saying that you're not wanting to pay. It's that you have violated me. And therefore, if you violated me in this manner or in this way, this contract is null and void. It is voided. And you don't have to pay for it. And in some cases, you get to keep the vehicle. That could be one of your stipulations. When you send off them affidavits or you get your consumer lawyer, that could be one of the stipulations. I want the vehicle free and clear. Okay? But we got to figure out how it is that they're violating you. So back to that $1,300. When you left, you knew it was $1,300. Say for instance, you agreed to it. And if you do a down payment, y'all, make sure that they include that down payment inside of that retail installment contract, because that's where you don't have to come out of pocket with it. It's in your contract. It's gonna go into your finance charge. It's gonna go into the amount financed. So that's when you don't have to come out of pocket while you're in the dealership. But if you went to that dealership and they made you pay $2,000, I'm gonna say $1,300 since we're talking about the example. If you went to that dealership and you paid $1,300 in cash, check, or whatever, and you had to literally, even if you had to go get a loan to get that $1,300, it came out of your pocket. So that's where down payments are illegal. Okay, that's where down payments are illegal. So if you pay any car dealership cash money when you went to go, even though it did bring your car note down, they're not, by law, they are not supposed to mix a cash transaction with a credit transaction. And down payments, that's 15 USC 1605. And I'm gonna take you to that real quick so you can see it. I'm gonna stop sharing this screen, but let me go get that real quick. 15 USC 1605 is where you get your remedy for down payments. That's in that truth and lending section. 15 USC 1605. Let me go back to it real quick. All right. So you can actually see what I'm talking about. Determination of a finance charge. That's what it's called. And I'm going to share this screen real quick so you can see it. So for my YouTubers, make sure if you're thinking about down payments, if you pay any cash transaction when you went to go get a car, it was illegal for them to ask you for that down payment because they're not supposed to mix a cash transaction with a credit transaction. And let me let you see what that looked like. Determination of a finance charge. All right. So now if you see on my screen, all right, so here we go. 15. Oh, this is it right here. 15 USC 1605. That's the determination of a finance charge. All right. So if you pay any type of down payment, if you paid it through a check, cash, or if you had to go get a loan to get it and you took that money to go pay that down payment, they're not supposed to mix that. It's illegal for them to mix that. So what the law is telling us, let's go to 1605. I'm going to take you right to the sentence so you can see it. All right, it says the finance charge does not include, listen to me carefully. Finance charge does not include charges of a type payable in a cash transaction. This said does not include now. Does not include mean they're not supposed to include it. So if they go back around and tell you, oh, you've been approved, but the finance company won't let us get the loan or won't let the loan go through because we gonna need about $2,000 extra dollars. Okay. And when you pay that, then they'll go ahead and let the loan through. Now I literally went through that, and me knowing the laws, I'm like, I want to tell them so bad, but I said, let me be quiet, because if they want to violate people, then yes, be my guest. You're gonna have to pay me. So when he came and told us that, I'm like, okay, so you sell the car and you come up with the price for the car, right? They have to go by the Kelly Blue Book, those type of, because they can't overcharge you for something and it ain't even worth it. But all in all, it's still the dealer's price, right? So if I'm thinking, if he's telling us that we'll have to bring the price down some, but if we pay the $2,000, that'll bring the price down some, and then they'll go ahead and let the loan through. So I'm thinking I'm like, I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but don't y'all make up the prices? And this is me telling him this. I said, don't y'all make up the prices? Don't y'all sell the vehicle? He's like, yes, ma'am. I said, well, why I got to pay you $2,000? And it sounded like a personal problem. That sounds like y'all need to drop the price on the vehicle, $2,000, redo this contract, and then we can sell the car. I told him, either you want to make money off the car, or we just walk out the door. Well, he said, well, when you get the $2,000, then the application will be here. He just straightforward said, in other words, we ain't letting it go through unless you pay that $2,000. All right. So now it says the finance charge does not include charges of a type payable cash transaction. So 15 USC, I'm gonna let you see it again. Go to Google and type that law in. Go read it for yourself. Research it for yourself. That's why down payments are illegal. And you can include this verbiage in here. You can take this sentence. You can put it right in there. You can quote the law, put that one little sentence in there, let them go look at it, and they'll understand exactly what you're saying. Okay? All right. Let me go back to that truth and lending. Now, the one for late payments, let me stop sharing. That 15 USC 1681A, there is no such thing as a 30-day late payment. And let me go back to this screen so I can show you with that truth and lending statement. I need to share this screen. I'm going to show you where they actually put this in every clause. Every clause. Man, there's so many disclosures that these people are supposed to give you and they don't give you. Is when I'm doing my administrative process, I'm still wrapping my head around a lot of this stuff. I'm literally still wrapping my head around a lot of this stuff. But once you, and it's going to take some months before you get the hang of it, especially when it's all new to, brand new to you. All right, here we go. All right, so inside of that truth and lending statement, you will see at the very bottom, right down here where you see late charge, it says if we do not receive your entire payment within 15 days, and the law states it has to be 10 days after the due date, the payment date. If you will pay a late charge of 5%. That's the only thing that they can put in their contract or do to you is tell you if you 10 days late after the due date or the payment date, then we're gonna charge you 5% of your scheduled payment. So if your scheduled payment is $429, take that number and multiply it by 0.05. And that'll be how much your late payment is. Now, the 30-day late payment, they're not even supposed to report that because according to 15 USC 1681A D2A1, they cannot report any transactions or experiences. They cannot report any transactions or experiences. All right, so we talked about late payments. We hadn't talked about charge. We talked about collection. Let me go back to collections because I think I had a question about collections. The way never pay a collections, y'all. I think I need to do just a regular live on collections by itself. And what we're going to do is going to be a collection party. All right. So when I do that live, it's going to be a collection party. That's when everybody going to sit behind their cameras or their phones, get all the collections you got, collections letter you got, and you're going to kind of look through them. So as I take you through the process, I'm going to tell you what comes along with collection. Debt validation also comes along with collection. All right. So debt validations also come along with collections. So once you find out that you have a collection letter, now the first thing I will tell you is to keep from even having a debt. And when I say debt collector, I'm talking about a third party debt collector. All right. That's not the actual creditor. Okay. It's not the actual creditor. So when that debt collector sends you that paper in the envelope in the mail, don't even accept it. Don't even take it in your house and throw it to the side and say, if I don't pay it, then it don't mean nothing. No, by law, if you don't respond to them within the time frame in that letter that they asked for, they can assume that you received it. So what you're gonna do is if you don't want to deal with them at all, I would rather deal with them. I would rather now. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm not scared to open my collection letters. I'm not. Before I started learning how to use consumer laws to delete items from my credit report or repair and rebuild my credit score, I was scared to go to the mail. I hated going to the mailbox. Literally hated going to the mailbox. But when I started learning how these companies were violating us and what I can do to get remedy, I go to the mailbox every day. I don't miss the mailbox. I swear I had that bell. I swear I have my mailbox key. See, I don't even be scared to call the companies that I got credit with now, because I'm waiting on you to say something wrong on the phone to me. I'm waiting. Don't worry, I'm sending you a letter. I'm finna remedy it. I'm finna fix that. Okay. I go right. I have my mailbox key ready. I have it ready. So if you get a letter, two things you can do. When you get that letter in the mail, if you don't want to deal with it at all, you just take the letter and put return to send on there. Just write it on there and stick it back in that slot that's inside of it, that's on your mailbox. And let the you always do stuff through USPS, United States Post, okay? Put it back in there and send it out. Once they get it back, they cannot collect from you, and they are not supposed to be reporting anything on your credit report without your permission or showing proof that they contacted you. All right? They cannot call you if that letter comes back to them, goes back to them saying it was returned to sender. They can't call you because you hadn't even received it yet. Okay? Now, the second thing you can do is you can take the letter, open it up, look and see what they got to say, because if they violated, if they got any type of logo, if the name of their company is their logo, if they got it on the outside of the envelope, if they got it on the inside of the envelope. Let me take you to that law, 15 U.S.C. 1692B, I think. Acquisition and location. Let me show you exactly what this says that they can't have. And I'm going to share this screen so you can see the law. 15 U.S.C. 1692B. That's what they can't have, any logo or symbol. This is them trying to find you, acquisition of location. So when they send you that first letter, they're trying to locate you. All right. And if they try to collect any type of debt, they have, or if they try to sue you, they have to do it in the state that you reside in. Okay. They have to do it in the state, or they can do it in a state where you actually accumulated that debt in, either or. All right. So let me show you what it says about what they cannot have in these letters. All right, so 15 U.S.C. 1692B, where it says 5, right here. Not use any language, symbol, or envelope. And I'm telling you the laws, and I'm telling you exactly where to go, because every law that they violate, it could be 1692B4, it could be 1692B5, it could be 1692B6. Those are 3 violations right there. That's $1,000 up to $1,000 per violation. That's why I say open the letters. Read what they got to say. This is a third-party debt collector. They got to show proof. They have the proof of the burden of proof is on them, y'all. You don't have to prove nothing, because they're contacting you about a debt that they claim that they own and that they're alleging that you owe. All right. So they have to show the proof. That's when debt validation come in. Debt validation come into play. But this law, 15 U.S.C. 1692B, states not use any language or symbol on any envelope or in the contents of any communication effected by the mails or telegram that indicates that the debt collector is in the debt collection business, or that the communication relates to a collection of a debt. So if they got logos outside, inside of that letter, you can pay for each logo that they sent to you because they violated you that many times. They cannot send any type of collection of debt, notification, notice, or whatever. It can't be sent by a postcard, because that's right there's an invasion of privacy. No cards are not like envelopes. Postcards, I meant. Postcards are not like envelopes. They made just like this. All right. When you flip it over the front and the back, you can see I can see everything. There's no privacy in stuff like this in postcards. There's no privacy. So the mailman sees that you owe a debt. Whoever dealt with the mail where that postcard came from see that you owe a debt, and they got your address. That's how people credit and stuff be coming up. Identity theft come into play, because they sending you stuff through postcard. People can see your information. All right. They also can't contact you if you are represented by a lawyer. So once you let them know, if they send you something and you already got a lawyer, let them know I got a lawyer. Just tell them that. Just let them know you represented by a lawyer. And 9 times out of 10, that lawyer done already contacted them. So after that, they can't contact you no more. The only person that they can talk to is your consumer lawyer. All right? That's how you can get collections taken off your credit report. All right. I need you to drop those fires, those hearts if you love in my life, and those ones if what I'm saying is resonating with you. If you like what I'm saying. And just know that everything that I'm saying on this live is for educational purposes only. Educational and entertainment purposes only. So the remedy that you seek and the remedy that you get, your results depend on you and what type of action that you take to get that result or that remedy. Okay? But don't forget through this process, let me go back to what y'all were talking about the car loan. Okay, say for instance, and I think Phil, yeah, I was just about to call your name, Phil. Just in case you were still on the live. So Phil, say for instance, you look through it, and can I make a suggestion? Have you all ever heard of usury law? Phil, what state are you in? I'm going to show you something real quick. What state are you in? You're in Mississippi, right? And what I mean by usury law is that's them charging you those ridiculous high interest rates, like I was telling you about that, the predatory auto repair loans. All right, so you're in Illinois, Phil, and I was going to say, so Tonda, you in New Orleans. All right, so I'm going to go find an example of where, Phil, I'm going to do you first. So you say Illinois. It's called usury rates, usury laws, okay? It's spelled U-S, Tanita, in Arkansas. Let me write this down real quick because I can kind of, I got to ink. Oh, here it is. I'm going to write down Illinois, Louisiana, and Arkansas. And it's U-S-U-R-Y. U-S-U-R-Y. All right, so you have to go into Google and type in your state and just put usury laws behind it. And then you'll see the cap that they're supposed to charge you on any type of loan. Now, let me tell you this. There are different types of loan within your state. Like, I'm going to give you an example from Mississippi. They do have a loan. Like, if you get any type of car loan or any type of loan, the cap for Mississippi is like 8 to 15%. All right? I've already researched it. Now, with those installment loans that you get, those have a different percentage according to state law. Now, federal law is different. But according to state law, Mississippi deals with the regular loans like auto loans, mortgage loans, and stuff like that. They cap at 8% to 15%. But if I was to get an installment loan, they have different percentages according to the amount of the loan that you got. So they have different percentages. All right, so let me share the screen so you can see real quick. Let me stop sharing this one. And let me share the one for Illinois usury. So all you do is type in Google. And it'll kind of give you see where it says, and let me go do it. I'll keep doing this. All right, so Phil, can you see the actual screen now? And she said Texas. All right. So now, if you notice, Phil, right here where it says 36% usury cap, when you went to get that car loan, check your APR, the 2 bolded boxes that I showed you. Check your APR. If you don't mind me asking and you on the live, what do you have it in front of you now, or you just gonna go check it? The cap for your state is 36%, and that's Illinois. And make sure you all are researching this on your own because you have to dive deeper than Google. You literally have to go to your state's consumer website, Justia, Justia. Let me see if they got it on here for you. They do pretty much every state that I've seen. And let me type Justia in here because it kind of take you to right here. No, not criminal offenses. I don't want that. I want usury law, interest act. You see how I put the word Justia in? Type that in the back of it field. And when you get time, just go through these links and research it for yourself and study it for yourself. But let me go back to where I was with you at first. All right, so the cap for Illinois is 36%. Let me type in Louisiana. All right, so the legal maximum in Louisiana is 12%. You're welcome, Phil. The cap for Louisiana is 12%. This is the usury law. It's like you can take a retail installment contract and break it down, and they have to include, or they have to disclose that truth in lending statement that I showed you at the beginning of the live. If you don't get that piece of paper, that truth in lending statement with those 4 bars on it, that contract is null and void. Okay. What you do is, the way you get them is you actually request it. When you request it, it'll let them know that you haven't received it and they didn't make sure that you got it. So let me do Arkansas right quick. Arkansas, your usury cap is pretty much like Mississippi. The maximum is 5%. 5% per year. Let me click on this and see what this says. Article 19, Section 13. You see how I go into these websites and I click on it and I just read it. I'm not saying I'm looking at the actual, they telling you everything in this one. So Arkansas, for the usury law for Arkansas, it's stating that the maximum lawful rate of interest on any contract entered into after the effective date hereof shall not exceed 5% per annum above the Federal Reserve discount rate at the time of the contract. They even give you the law and everything that you can go type in. Whoever asks about Arkansas, they even give you the law and everything that you go type in so you can research for yourself. But I want to go down to B. It says B, consumer loans and credit sales. All contracts for consumer loans and credit sales have a greater rate of interest than 17% per annum shall void as to principal and interest, and the General Assembly shall prohibit the same by law. So they can't go past 17% in Arkansas when they're talking about consumer loans and credit sales. All right. When they're talking about consumer loans and credit sales. It also states that the rate of interest for contracts in which no rate of interest is agreed upon shall be 6%. So if you got a loan, and okay, I'll do Virginia. If you got a loan and they didn't and y'all didn't agree upon it, the maximum that they can go, no rate of interest is agreed upon shall be 6%. So if you didn't agree to that contract, they didn't talk to you about your percentage rate, the highest that they can charge you is 6%. All right. So Arkansas, your limit is 17%. All right, let me go to who next? Texas. I'm gonna go to Texas. So Texas, your interest rate cap would be, yours is 10%. You're welcome, Ms. Davis. Yours is 10% for Texas. It says a greater rate of interest than 10% a year is usurious. I can't pronounce that. Usurious, unless otherwise provided by law. All right. So they can't go past 10% for Texas. That's good. Mississippi pretty good too. But there's 8. I saw 8% for Mississippi. Let me see. 8% for Mississippi. Why I didn't put space there. It says 8% for Mississippi. Notice that you don't see the 15%. You know how I found out what that we had a maximum a 15% cap is because I actually went to the state and I researched the laws. I went through each one. Let me see if I can show you real quick. This is just steel. Okay. This is just steel. This is where I go to do, and you can do every state. And what it is, let me show you what it looked like at home. Let me hold on. Is this the page? Let me see. Consumer. I wanted to show you the actual link to where you can go to. Let me see. Consumer. Nope, neither one of those. They got all the laws on this bad boy here. I was trying to find it where they were talking about consumers, and I put the link in one of the other Facebook lives. But it'll actually list all the states on one page. And you just click on your state and you just go through and do some research. Okay. That's justia.com. It's law.justia.com. Let me type it in my YouTube so y'all can know. And we're talking about high interest rates. It's law.justia.com. So you're going to use that and you can research your state's usury law. I found the 15%. Where is it? Right here. It's notwithstanding, the word notwithstanding. If you see that in any of your laws, that means despite of, okay? Notwithstanding means despite of. Despite of the foregoing and any other provision of law to the contrary, any partnership, joint venture, religious society, unincorporated association, and this Mississippi, or domestic or foreign corporation, whether organized for profit or non-profit, it says that may contract for and agree to pay finance charge will result in a yield. A yield means, slow down, not to exceed the greater of 15%. So notice when you saw on the Google, it said the cap was 8%, right? But I actually went into the laws for Mississippi and I saw that they can't go over 15%. So make sure you're researching it so you can get the best possible advice you can. All right. And this states legal rates of interest and finance charge. All right. So let me go back. I just did Texas. Let me do Virginia right quick. So for Virginia, yours is 12%. No contract shall be made for the payment of interest on a loan at a rate that exceeds 12%. So Virginia, if you check your contracts, they can't, your state cap is 12%. So I don't care what type of loan they give you, but make sure you research it because Mississippi does have separate loan types. They have separate percentages for installment loans, and they have separate percentages for the car loans and the mortgages and all of that. All right. So make sure you check. You're welcome. All right. Anybody else want me to help you check your state usury law? Let me check something real quick. All right, make sure, and all I ask is that y'all go ahead and if you're on YouTube, to like, comment, and subscribe. That allows other people, that put me up quicker on the algorithm, allows other people to see my videos. And I'm sharing, it's not like I'm charged. You don't see me saying Cash App or nothing on here. Why? Because we all need to learn this. And I do hope that if you all learn something, that y'all will share what you learned too. Okay, that's why I'm about to tell you, Ms. Davis. Let me go back to Mississippi. I do have this law. I'm going to take you right to the law. And I'm going to share my screen in a minute because I actually saved this link. So I'm going to go straight to the law. My YouTube people, if I don't answer your comments right away, once the live over with, I will comment. And let me give you my email real quick so you can ask a question. If I don't comment back in enough time for you, you will have some way to contact me. Hold on 1 second, Miss Davis. I'm finna type this in real quick. All right. Let me go find it real quick before I go to my Google Drive. I do Google everything, y'all. I might do a mentorship where you have access to all my Google Drive. When I say I got so much Google Drive information, let me show y'all what I got. I'm not going to let you peep in it yet, because when I start doing my Zoom meetings, then I'll let you in on my little secrets I got. All right. But I just want, can I brag for a minute? Drop them fires in the chat. I'm coming back to you, Miss Davis. I'm looking for the fire. I want you to drop them fires inside of that the comment box, and I'm going to show you exactly everything that I've been researching. And it takes a lot, y'all. This is a lot of work. All right. It takes a lot of work. And I'm going to share my screen just so you can see it. Thank you. Thank you. Let me share my screen real quick. All right. Y'all, it's like I'm a one-woman show. I just like doing this. I've been a serial entrepreneur ever since 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all know I used to cut hair and do hair, but this right here just exceeds me. I'm gonna share it real quick. And you see all those 5 folders, every last one of those 5 folders has letters in it. Every last one of it. I even have those notary letters too. I'm including those for free inside of my letters. So if you don't have a copy of a notary acknowledgement or a notary letter, then they come free with my letters. Okay. All right. So I do all my branding. I do all my and this is exactly what my secret TLC page is about. It's about being an entrepreneur, making money with multiple streams of income. Okay. If I show you what's in the drive, you'd be like, Quad, pick one thing, please. Pick one. You would say that. But I can't. I swear I can't. All right, so let me take you. That's just inside of one of my folders. Let me take you to the outside of the folder. That's just my secret TLC. This is the whole thing, whole shebang. I'm going to let you take a look at it. That's the whole thing. That's everything set up right there. All right. So if you need anything, I got everything in here. If I haven't completed it, I'll let you know. But let me take you to this page where I got this letter in, because I want you to see exactly what those increments are. Miss Davis, you talk about tile loan, that's those installment loans. So I'm going to show you exactly. All right, let me let my YouTube people go. All right, YouTube, if you got any questions, make sure you put them in the comments. I will be on live again next Wednesday. So you can join me next Wednesday. I do pop in and out if I get new information, okay? All right, thank you all for watching. Facebook, don't go nowhere.